Ask you some question. Can I ask you some question?
No. Sorry.
No issue. Okay. No issue. Excuse me. Do you speak English?
A little bit.
Because we have some question. You're from Germany.
Yeah.
We have some question about the CST day. This was yesterday.
Yeah.
And in some countries, is like Middle East, it's forbidden to do these actions. And in Germany, it's free. I mean, in Berlin. And actually, the surprising thing is that there are some right movement right now in the Germany and in Italy. There are some right parties who was uprising actually in the votes and in the power.
Yeah.
And to go against this, I mean, do you understand these things or?
No, I'm a little bit sorry for these guys because I really can't understand why they're so afraid just by people being not sexually, personally, the norm, the standard. That seems to be a big problem for these guys. And yeah.
I mean, they say, just to understand the point of view of them, they say this is against the traditional families and the values.
Yeah.
So they are worried about the traditional family. I mean, you know, you think this concepts are acceptable or not acceptable?
It's the fear for the traditional family is total bullshit, I think. Our kids are not with us, but we are an absolutely traditional family, and I think it's perfectly fine for everybody to live like he feels how he is, or she, or it, or whatever. And in fact,
so you think that your children is not going to be any effect or any influence of this kind of actions? I mean, because they are worried about their children or about the society.
Yeah.
I mean, this is because they say it may have an influence.
Yeah, it probably has, and it should, I think, because traditional family being the only thing existing is, I think, absolutely not appropriate. Maybe these conservative, traditional, right-wing persons should try to have their traditional families in a way that no one has the need to do it in another way. Maybe this is, I think, a way they could do it, but not by laws forbidding and police taking action against.
Or to punish them.
Yeah,
this kind
exactly.
Of things.
No, I'm very clear about LGBTQ rights.
Yeah, because
they're really absolutely necessary. It's just making our lives richer for everyone. That's the way.
The thing is that if they say if we don't have traditional families, then the people are not going to produce children a lot, or the children, and this could go to the older generation. And this is something related to each other. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I mean, we are in Germany, and we have like a problem right now with the
reproduction.
Yes, older generation and
yeah. No question at all. But that's definitely not the problem of people being not heterosexual. That's a problem with society in general, with the political situation overall, with fear of the future, whatever. I really do know quite a lot. Some people out of my generation who just said, no, I'm not going to have children. And that's already me, being born in the middle of the 60s. And I think it just did change over the years, and it definitely didn't get better. So that's the point, not by homosexuals are not able to reproduce themselves naturally. That's absolute bullshit.
But I mean, it is also related to the traditional family, because if I just read the data about how is the traditional family working, and it was like some data, for example, it says if someone, each liter of alcohol consumed raised the chance of a divorce by 20%. So it is a meta-analysis. Or we have here, if someone is video game addicted or porn addicted, their family is going to divorce a higher chance. I mean,
for example.
Or if someone is using a lot of, video games or Facebook or social media, in 1 million people, it is the higher possibility to divorce. I mean, or if you have a lot of, if you have
I think there are enormously many reasons why people are either not having a traditional family or their traditional families are going to explode. That's maybe another thing. I didn't think about it, why it did happen, but many traditional families out of my personal surrounding just had divorces. They did reproduce usually before being divorced, but
For example, we have also
there are extremely many different reasons, and I think every generation has their own reasons for not reproducing, and using this as a point against the right for personal choices in matters of sexuality, for example, is not. It's very easy. Everybody is able to understand it. So I think that's maybe one of the main reasons it's so simple why it's used so often.
For example, we have also some data that shows, for example, if you have a very active sexual history. I mean, if you have a lot of girls or if you have a lot of boys, your marriage in the future is going to be not that stable. So we have this. I have here. Is
it so?
It is. We have comparing. For example, it is. I can send you a link to this. This is a meta-analysis. For example, if someone has more than a lot of sexual partners.
Yeah, it's a question how many is a many.
More than 6.
More than 6.
Okay, I can send you.
This is something I can't.
So if
what's the word?
Okay. So that's.
It's not my personal experience.
Okay.
So we are married for over 20 years now.
20 years now.
Closing to 25, and I did know more than 6 persons before marriage.
So that's exactly the point. I mean, that's
okay. So I did get you wrong.
Yes.
The more before, the better the marriage.
No, divorce. But
no,
it is not.
That's
It is not. In one specific case, I mean, this is a meta-analysis. It's in 10 million people, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And but okay.
So maybe you're not the very good example.
No, you are 10, 20. But so you think, because we have this is a topic in Germany right now. So we have, for example, the name Muhammad is the most favorite name in Berlin this year for the babies.
Perfect.
So we have this kind of Islamization.
Yeah, I wouldn't connect this.
But do you think it is related because the Muslims have traditional way of families and that's why they are overtaking?
They're overtaking
from the population. We have also. I have also some data that.
In fact,
so in the Sweden or in Germany, in 10 or 20 or 13 years. The number.
There are more Muslims than traditional Germans or Swedes.
Exactly. Exactly. I have. Okay, you don't believe any data.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't fit with my personal experience because I'm working in an engineer office and we do have 20% or something like this Islamic colleagues, and some are quite traditional, and nevertheless they're just living quite ordinary life like we do, and I think it's not a matter of how many people are Muslim and how many people are Christian, and that's the interesting thing. I think most of German Christians are not especially religious.
So
And
I'm not saying that are the bad people. I was just saying that that is our.
Okay, I think it's a little bit surprising, and I have to think about it. But this is something I wouldn't be afraid of.
But we have also in Berlin last week. We have the Freibad. You know, it is outdoor pool, and they closed it because of the. I mean, in the media I saw a lot of Arab. I mean, Middle Eastern population that made the mass fight, and so you think it's not a problem?
Sure, it is a problem, but it's not a problem of the Islam. It's a problem of these closed societies where these guys are coming from. It's a problem of they're very close together and out of the overall society. It's a problem of age. These guys being to feel necessity for fighting, and it's nothing new, by the way. So things like this did happen for quite a long time, and we're coming from Pankow. And our swimming, what is it? Schwimmbad
cool.
has a problem like this as well. It's not only Prinzenbad or the.
So you say it's not uprising because the pools, the outdoor pools, they say every year it's getting worse. That's what they say.
Yeah. It's not getting better, that's for sure. But the interesting thing is, well, I did ask myself, why doesn't these things happen, for example, at the bathing place in Wedding? And I think that's quite clear, because there are their own families, and they never would dare to do things like this in the surrounding of their parents. And in
Neukölln there are no families.
I think there are less, maybe. I don't know exactly, but I did think, because I do know the area, I did think about Wedding, and this is definitely a difference. And
because the other pools also are right now, they say we need police here, and we need. I mean, they are thinking about a lot of actions what they do, or they close. I mean, it is not the first one. The other ones are also thinking, considering to close the pools, because.
I know. It's and it's definitely not a fun for someone working at the pools, being something like a club bouncer. But I think that it is possible to do things about it, and it's not only by closing. And it is, it is a topic. But it's more a topic of people of this age with no real personal future. That's I think the main thing. Do they have serious jobs? I don't know. I don't think so. They're looking forward to having a real education and a real personal future. I don't think so. And this is something I think should be looked more into than just by policing and counter-violence, so to say.
So this is because some people say, for example, in the, for example, Boris Palmer, to be specific, he says he said on the public TV that only 20% of the immigrants. Or from a specific Middle Eastern countries that came to Germany, only 20% of them are working, or they want to work, and the other ones don't work. And he said the solution, what he suggests is to deport the guys who don't want to integrate themselves in the society.
I think it is a problem with people being not willing to integrate into a society for them to stay there. That's no question. But it's not only for people from Middle East, it's as well the same thing with people coming from Russia 20 years ago. There's another closed society, and I think it's just a normal problem. But just by deporting them, you're not going to solve the point. It's not working like this. That's quite easy to say and very difficult to do if you even want to do it like this. I think the main point is just get them out of their cave and just get them work, live, and be together. And I think it's sometimes a little problem in Berlin, but I think overall Berlin is quite good a point where you can see it is working overall. There are problems, but there are always problems, and it's not depending on whether people from Middle East background or from I'm in Berlin since the 90s, and there had been real big problems with total average white guys of this age, from Marzahn, Hellersdorf, and so on. And their favorite time had been just having fights with people they deem to be leftists. So where they're now, okay, some of them are in the AfD being political, but most of them are just average people nowadays, just because they started to get an own life.
So you think it's not a serious problem, because it is
it is a serious problem, and we have to do something about it. But these very simple solutions. Oh, just take them all and get them back to where they came from. They didn't come from there. They're just second generation, and they're coming from Germany. That's very easy to say, and definitely not feasible. It won't happen. But many people are just hearing these stories and say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea."
Do you have any solution? Because everybody say we need education, we need to talk about this. I mean, we talk a lot in Twitter, in social media, but do you have any solution?
My personal solution is just I'm having these colleagues I did talk about, and I'm just I don't have to try. I am just simply interested in their lives and their whereabouts, what they're doing. I'm talking with them and I'm spending my time with them, and I think this is something everyone is able to do, and doing so, these people don't feel rejected, don't feel that much the necessity for staying for themselves. I think that's something everyone is able to do.
So you think this is going to solve the problems? I mean,
I hope so. What else should it be? I don't know.
Because we have also talked with someone. They said, yeah, Berlin, they had this culture to welcome everything, and then they have these big problems also. I mean.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely not a problem. For example, one of these colleagues has been a guy from Afghanistan who did try several times to reach Germany, being 14 years old. Yeah, and he finally got here, all alone, being 16 years old. That lived 2 years in a wie heißt das, Gastfamilie, host family, that do his schools, that do his education as a technical constructor, and he's a real good person, very interesting, and I really do admire him for what he did achieve. Not only coming here, but what he's doing right now, and the very serious and good ways he's doing it. And that's something you can't judge someone just by his backgrounds. You can't definitely shouldn't judge someone by being a refugee. Okay, just go back. That's absolutely bullshit. Just because, especially if you're looking at your numbers and realizing that traditional Germans are getting fewer and fewer and fewer. We do need other people, definitely. And just rejecting everyone, being not the classical German potato, doesn't get you anywhere.
Last question, just to see it from the other point of view. I have also a statement from the Iranian migration invasion. So it's a company that just analyze the data. They say also the UNESCO, every guy who is 20 years old in the original country, I mean in the government spend about like $120,000 for the education, for the health system, and for everything. And this guy, if they are going to leave the country because they are going to Germany or to another country to work, have better money, the big loss is going to be the country of origin because they are there to build the community. But I mean, in Germany, they didn't make babies. So, and then they take the young power, working power, what the country of origin had spent a lot of money for them. And they have also now a big challenge also in the health system, in Iranian health system. The guys are going to here to work as a healthcare, but they are failing, these guys, and the people there are paying for the Germans that didn't make. I mean, is it exploding?
Oh no, I'm deeply sorry, especially for this example. I don't. In fact, I don't know with whom I'm talking right now. Will be quite interesting to realize afterwards. But nevertheless, the Iranian government. I think it's just my personal feelings. Really shouldn't complain about someone leaving his country under whichever circumstances.
I mean,
the personal freedoms, I think, in the Iran are very, very, very restricted, and someone leaving in his own decision. Yeah, I definitely can understand this.
I mean,
and so
it's not just about Iran.
They're complaining.
I mean, just about not about the guys from Afghanistan or from Ukraine. Or, I mean, they need to. They need to build their own country. I mean,
I think the persons from Ukraine is especially another another topic, because I do have the feeling they're not coming to Germany for staying here forever. They're coming here for Germany to save their lives, and I think most of them are probably going to return to Ukraine if it's earliest time it's possible.
No matter which country, you say we need power. Any country, I mean just any country.
Okay,
no.
any country.
Any country. Is it exploding?
I think it's quite funny, because most of these people are not leaving their countries really in their free will, because they're feeling compelled to do so, because they're fearing for their life, because they can't stand the politics anymore, whatever. So you think most of these countries should think about why their citizens are leaving their country. And the funny thing is, and that's, in a way it is a kind of exploitation, no question. We are just receiving the people with their school or other education. But the funny thing is, Germany isn't especially thankful for this. I don't know, probably you do know. It's not especially simple for someone having studied as an engineer in Egypt, for example, or in Iran, Syria, wherever, This is something I can tell you from my own experience. In my company, not my company, in the company I do work, the main point is, okay, we're looking at the people, we're seeing what they're able to do, and we're going less for the certificates they're going to show. But in Germany, I do know that it's a big problem getting your education certificates authorized, accepted. It's quite sad that, for example, Iran did spend $120,000 in the education for the person leaving, but the Germans don't care very much for this education for $120,000.
But I mean,
very often these people are sitting as a Uber driver then in the end, or whatever.
I mean, by accepting this kind of, I mean, this by allowing this immigration, we are also somehow exploiting. I mean, we are.
In fact, I'm asking myself right now, where's the point you want to get to?
I mean, okay, the point is we just ask question, you know, it is the different topics. So, but you said you think it is the people come here not about this is not the economic thing, it is about the politics.
I think there are very few, no matter what the right-wing party is saying, it's very few people who are showing up here for economic reasons. That's really nonsense. Most people, especially now, Ukrainians, Afghani people from Iran, are definitely not in Germany or trying to reach Germany because they're expecting to get rich and famous. That's nonsense. They want to live safe, prosper, and experience personal freedom. Because that's their idea, I think.
Because as the data that I know, for example, Saudi Arabia or Qatar, they have the lowest freedom. But to be honest, I never see a refugee from Saudi Arabia or from Qatar. I never saw. Maybe they have the most freedom in the world, but I never see even one in Germany. You think so? It is. You think so? As you think, if someone in Afghanistan earns 2,000 euro a month, he is still going to leave the country, and it is not economical thing.
I think if there would have more personal freedom in Afghanistan and less being in danger for being going to prison for religious reasons, I think there would be lots less people trying to leave Afghanistan. And I just can tell you, this guy in my office, his parents had to leave Afghanistan already, I think, 20 years ago, just really leaving everything behind. And then
you can explain the thing with Saudi Arabia, Qatar.
The thing with Saudi Arabia and Qatar, I think it's just you can make people happy with loads of money.
So
really, I think, I don't know exactly if there's a kind of opposition in these countries. Probably yes, I don't know, but they're having quite good secret service as well. And I think being original from these 2 or 3 or 4, whatever the oil-rich countries, the Arabic oil-rich countries, they're just throwing all the money in the world at their people just for one thing they have to do, and this is shut up.
So if you are economical good, people don't care about the freedom. I mean, that's what we see.
Yeah, that's not too surprising, isn't it? I don't know. It's
but this is interesting because
if you're really well fed, you're having everything you long for. I think this the idea of thinking about, do I have really enough to say in this country, gets absolutely to the background.
So because it is interesting, because you said you think it is about, for example, Syria or Afghanistan or Iran, it's because of the freedom that they come here, but I can say to you, in Saudi Arabia, they have even lower freedom. So
I know.
So it is also, so if the people had money at that countries, why should an Afghanian guy or Iranian guy, if he has a lot of money, or and still to survive money, why should he go over the mountains?
I think it's a little bit different in the amount of money. It's not the money to survive. I don't have too much personal experience from these countries, but my company did work for Qatar, subway systems and so on. And the point is just every Qatari I did ever hear about had everything he needed. Everything. Housing, cars, whatever. And is it really so important then to, if you have everything, just physically, to have topics like, I'm not really asked whether this is the kind of Herrscherregierung, what is it? Government I would prefer. No, I don't think so. Yeah. But, and we're not talking about do they survive with the money or not. They're not surviving, they're really having a very, very good life. And I think as long as the government is able in these countries to keep their people overfed, so to say, there won't be any changes. And this is definitely Afghanistan. I think if things would be absolutely perfect, so then there would be quite serious economical problems.
So you think if every Afghanian people or Iranian people or Syrian had like €1,000 a month to pay for everything?
I don't know whether €1,000 a month would be enough to pay everything.
Let's say an amount to pay a family. You think they are still going to leave the country because of some political things?
I think if you're going to be killed because you don't wear your head thing as a woman, or if you're going to be killed because you're not devoted enough to Allah, I think there would be enough people who would do so.
So you think the people are going to be killed if they don't have a scarf? Or
in Iran, I think I did read something like this, that some young woman that die in the prison of the Sittenpolizei.
The Sharia police.
Yes,
this is. But I mean, if a society, let's say, if example in Berlin, we are going to, based of my data, we are going to have in 20 years more Muslims. So if they have a democratic election and they say we want to have here an Islamic country, society, and if you have an Islamic society, you have to have the scarf. I mean, your wife has to take a scarf. You have to respect the other people. So if she don't do this, she don't respect the law of that country. So, I mean, that was an example.
Very clear thing. If we, like you, are probably expecting it to be, and I don't think so, that it's going to be like this. The point the only chance for me and her would be to leave the country.
But I mean, just to run away, is it the right way to solve the solution?
What should be the we could try it by voting different, but if the majority is Islamic and has the wonderful idea to have a fundamentalist Islamic republic here in Germany, and I'm not able to do something by democratic ways, yeah, then I would leave the country, run away. Bye bye.
Where are you going? Because Sweden, Holland, almost, I mean, the fastest.
Canada.
But the fastest growing religion in all world, even in USA, is Islam. So
Yeah,
it is.
sure.
It is a solution of. I mean.
Oh, maybe I'm converting.
Yeah. You have the.
I'm
the
not
best.
not in a yeah, and I've been mixed up quite often. Habibi.
You need a new name, maybe. Sayyid Muhammad Hajj.
Whatever.
Oh, it's funny. That is.
I think it's an interesting idea, but in fact, 20 years, no, I don't think it's going to happen like this.
You don't believe in any data. You don't believe in any
data is an interesting thing.
And your observation?
In Germany, there's a saying: "Don't trust." Glaube keiner. Scheiße, jetzt stürze ich total ab. Sorry. Glaube keiner Statistik, es sei denn, du hättest sie selber gefälscht. Don't trust in any statistic.
So about your observations, like pools, outdoor pools, and you don't have also this observation, because you said the pool you go, you see also this kind of problem that the people.
There are 2 or 3 places in Berlin with the pools where these.
So you
where
see
these problems,
that is
so what? But it's not a problem of Muslim. It's not a problem of Muslim people. It's a problem of really absolutely bum stupid Muslim kids, and that's it. And they're going to grow up, and then they're going to have the big need for Mercedes-Benz and being Mr. Big Business, and don't have any time more for doing nonsense at the pool.
So it would be better.
I don't have the. I don't know. I'm not a magician, and I don't know the future. Whatever your numbers are saying.
It's crazy. Yes, it is. No, it was okay. It was really fun to talk with you. Really, it was. You're an interesting person.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So now I have to know who you are.
We are doing it by our. This is a private project. I mean.